Left field corner, and Soto. Ball comes back. Looks like he made the grab, and he did. Right up against the barrier.
I cannot believe this, guys. I just need to show you something. This right here was the final score of my playoff loss yesterday for fantasy baseball. I lost $250 over 0.3 points. So I'm gonna ask you guys for a favor. Can we please like this video to make me feel better? Because I actually lost some sleep over this. The fact that I was 0.3 points away from $250. I'm not okay. What's going on, guys? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another Major League Baseball recap. Today is Monday, so I hope that you guys have a wonderful day and the rest of the week. Make sure you guys stay motivated. Make sure you guys are nice to all of your friends, family, teachers, coworkers, anything like that. We have a lot to talk about today. Albert Pujols is hitting home runs and stealing bases, so I never thought that we would say that in 2019. Also, Bryce Harper, he got ejected for the first time in a while and then cursed out the umpire. So there's a lot to unpack today. Make sure you guys watch all the way until the end and use code Fuzzy to save $20 off on SeatGeek if you're going to any sporting events or concerts. And without further ado, it's time to start talking baseball. Yesterday, we saw the Chicago White Sox face off against the Seattle Mariners, and the Mariners actually won on a walk-off walk. But before we talk about that, we have to bring up Kyle Lewis. This guy has been an absolute monster. He reminds me of Aristides Eugenio when he first came up. So my question to you guys before we roll the walk-off is, do you think that Kyle Lewis is the real deal, or do you think that he's going to kind of fade like Aristides is right now? Because Eugenio, he's great, but I haven't heard about him in like the last 2 weeks. It's been all about his buddy Eugenio Suarez, who will be in today's video. But yeah, that's the question of the day. Do you think Kyle Lewis is the real deal? So we're going to roll the walk-off right now.
Comes. Walk-off walk. Well, the Mariners will walk it off against the White Sox in very...
Aaron Judge hit a home run yesterday, but the final verdict, get it? Because Aaron Judge and final verdict. Yeah, anyways, Aaron Judge hit a home run, but yeah, the final verdict is the Yankees lost. But they're okay. They're like 40 games above 500. I think they're going to be all right. Jeez.
So here's Aaron Judge.
And hit in the air to deep right. That ball is high. It is far. And here's Randall Grichuk.
Grichuk with a high drive to the opposite field, and it is gone.
Randall Grichuk.
Swinging a high fly ball. You can forget it. That ball is going to go a long way and into the 200 level.
Eugenio Suarez has been an absolute monster in the second half. This guy is now up to 47 home runs. He hit 2 yesterday, so he is now tied with Pete Alonso for the most home runs in all of baseball with 47 home runs apiece. So there could be a two-way tie. There could be a three-way tie if Cody Bellinger gets hot or if Jorge Soler gets hot. There's a lot of guys in baseball that could get that 50 home run plateau. I mean, guys like Christian Yelich and Mike Trout, they're out for the season, so that's not going to happen. But Eugenio Suarez, what an absolute goon.
Suarez straight away center field. 2 pitch to Ahmed. 4th strikeout for Trevor Bauer. Swing and a miss. Again in the air, left center field. Has he done it again? Goodbye, Suarez.
I'm not sure the average age of my audience, but I think that most of you guys can remember Albert Pujols in his prime, because we talk about Eugenio Suarez and all these guys hitting 50 home runs. I would have to say if Albert Pujols was young and playing in today's game with the juice ball, this guy would hit 55 home runs, maybe 60 home runs every single season. Now that he's old, it doesn't really happen, but yesterday he was able to steal a base and hit a home run, so he really reminded us of how good Albert Pujols once was. Then his body started giving out on him, especially his legs and his feet. Albert Pujols, the machine, not really the case anymore, but yesterday I thought it was a lot of fun, so we're going to go ahead and show it.
Albert takes off for third, and it's a stolen base. Albert walking lead. He's going. No chance in that leg kick.
Pujols. Albert hooks one out to left field, hit well. Meadows moving back, gone. Big fly.
Speaking of the Angels, we have to go ahead and talk about Mike Trout right now, because the baseball gods, they have not been nice to us. Mike Trout is now out for the season. He will be going through surgery on his foot. He tried to come back. He was going through workouts. He thought it was going to be okay, and then he was experiencing some pain. So now we have Mike Trout and then Christian Yelich out, 2 of the biggest names, if not the biggest names in baseball, out for the season. But the Brewers, the team of Christian Yelich, they are playing really well. I think they're playing for him in mind, because Ryan Braun has been an absolute maniac ever since Christian Yelich went down with the injury. He actually wears Christian Yelich's jersey under his own, and yesterday against the Cardinals, I'm pretty sure the Cardinals fans thought they won the game, because Ryan Braun, not very good at being Ryan Braun anymore, was old school Ryan Braun.
Pitch to Braun.
High drive, deep left center field. Bader is back. Braun, a grand slam. And the Brewers have taken the lead in the ninth on a Ryan Braun slam. Holy cow, what a shot by
That win over the St. Louis Cardinals powered the Brewers. Holy voice crack. If my vocal cords do not interrupt me, what I was going to say is the Brewers now have their 10th win in their last 10 games. They are one game back of the Chicago Cubs in the NL wildcard. But the Cubs, I don't know when we're going to talk about them in today's video, but my goodness, they are playing absolutely perfect baseball right now. Oh, would you look at that? We're actually going to talk about the Cubs right now. So Kris Bryant has been on fire. I think he's actually been the hottest hitter in all of baseball the last 7 games. If we look at his stat line, he is now 11 for 22. So if we do the math, the quick math, he's batting 500 with 5 home runs and almost 15 RBIs in his last 7 games. So yeah, the Cubs, they've scored 47 runs in the last 3 total games combined. There's just no stopping them right now. I think that they are now playoff mode activated. And if you're playing the Cubs, you're going to get a tough game and you might get stomped. It might happen.
drives one deep to left.
The 0-1 Kemp lines one, base hit, right field down the line. It's going to drive
one out. Pitch. This one is drilled to deep left center field. Going back is Reynolds. He looks up.
Schwarber hits a high drive, deep left center. It's got a chance.
Next 2 teams that we're going to talk about, we've pretty much paired them the entire second half. We have the Oakland A's and the Cleveland Indians. We're going to talk about the Indians first. Roberto Perez, I need to make this guy the godfather of my future children because this guy came in clutch with a 3-run home run yesterday against the Minnesota Twins. If we lost that ball game, the season is over, so he actually kept us afloat. I'm not sure if we're going to make the playoffs because teams like the Oakland A's, who are number 1 in the wild card, they are playing excellent baseball. Matt Chapman now has a franchise record for home runs while playing platinum defense over at third base. So he's unreal. Roberto Perez is having a great season. I'm keeping hope. It's really hard to do, but it's still there. So the A's are now on a 6-game winning streak, and like I said, the Indians are still vying for a playoff spot. They're 1.5 games back of the second place team, the Tampa Bay Rays, and as we saw, the Angels beat the Rays earlier, so if we keep moving up and if the Rays keep playing bad, it could happen. Just like the kid from Angels in the outfield. It could happen.
Simeon has swung on and hit the deep center. On the run is Heineman to the track at the wall, and out it goes. Marcus Simeon, his 30th home run.
Hit, he's 0 for 4.
A deep drive into center. Heineman going back at the track, right to the wall, and it's gone, and Chapman has hit it out.
The Dodgers were able to secure a win yesterday against the red-hot New York Mets. I was thinking that the Mets were going to be able to storm all the way back and beat the Brewers and beat the Cubs and maybe even go to first place of the wild card. I'm not sure how this is going to work out because I think the Phillies are now mathematically eliminated because they're 4.5 games back in the wild card. I could be wrong on that end. Dodgers, they showed their muscles yesterday. They were able to squeak past with a W, so good for them. Zach Wheeler had an amazing performance. He powered my fantasy team. Unfortunately, though, as we saw from the intro, I lost by 0.3 points.
Got him. Boy, Zach Wheeler has been at his best tonight with... He got him. Base hit back up the middle. Hernandez scores, and the Dodgers have taken their first lead of the ball game.
So I've talked about my fantasy team in depth today, how I lost by just a very low margin, and 2 guys that were responsible for this are Christian Vasquez and Josh Reddick, because Christian Vasquez was the starting catcher for my opponent. He had 2 home runs, and then Josh Reddick goes 5 for 5 against the Royals, and he gets 19 points. Christian Vasquez had 17, so they were the reasons why I lost. Also, Bryce Harper, we're going to talk about him in just a second. He's a reason why I lost as well. So Christian Vasquez, Josh Reddick, take it away.
Vasquez hits it in the air to left. Only Phillies run.
That is a strike call. That one is.
Bryce came back up. I guarantee he went down, saw video, chirped.
And he's still chirping on his way toward the clubhouse right now. And the Phillies struggling.
Boy, was it a biggie. Oh, Vasquez swings, drills one deep. The run scored.
Reddick drives one deep to right field. This ball is gone.
4 for 4.
Reddick, there it is. A 5-hit game for the first time in Josh Reddick's career. RBI single to make it 12-2. Congratulations to Reddick.
So the reason why I say Bryce Harper was one of the reasons why I lost yesterday is because he struck out 2 times yesterday and he gave me -2 points, -2 on the day for fantasy, and he got ejected in like the 4th or the 5th inning, so he still had some at-bats to go. So maybe he hits a home run, maybe he hits a single or draws a walk like he's done all season, but instead he gets ejected and I lose $250. So I love you, Bryce, but you can't do this. The Phillies are going for a wild card spot. It's just, you cannot do this. I'm upset right now. As you can tell, Bryce Harper ejected. Calm down just a little bit. We're going to talk about 2 baseball teams that really just don't have anything going for them right now. We have the Orioles and the Tigers. The 2 worst teams in baseball are going at each other right now. The Orioles actually had a pretty fun game yesterday. They won. Dwight Smith Jr. had a pretty cool catch. And if you take the Orioles wins and the Tigers wins, they actually don't even combine for more wins than the Yankees, Astros, and Dodgers. So 3 teams have more wins than the Orioles and the Tigers combined. I just wanted to throw that out there. It's a really meaningless stat, but yeah, Orioles, they take the dub.
Delivery to him, and that one is smashed to right. Way back, warning track wall, and goodbye, home run.
Batter, the 1-1 pitch, swinging a high fly ball to left field towards the foul line. A long run for Dwight Smith. He'll get there, and he reaches up, and then he catches it onto it. What a play to end the 3rd.
Now there's your defensive play. Dwight Smith Jr.
Very rarely do the Atlanta Braves get shut out, but yesterday the Washington Nationals, they came out punching yesterday. Howie Kendrick against lefties. There's really no match to him in baseball. He's one of the better hitters against lefties in the entire league. He was mashing yesterday as the Nationals, they showed up big time against someone that they probably will play in the playoffs if they make the playoffs, because they have to get past the wild card at first. So here we go. Howie Kendrick and the Nationals, they were dominant yesterday.
This ball's going to drop into center. Rendon got a good read on it. He's coming home in the Nats lead.
5 hits. And the pitch swung on and belted deep to left field. Going, gone, goodbye. Bang!
So just like the Orioles and the Tigers, the final 2 games that we have to talk about are pretty meaningless. We have the Rockies and the Giants both taking W's. Ryan McMahon for the Rockies, he had 2 home runs, and then the Giants, I'm pretty sure they won. Let me look at my script, because at this point, it's all about 2020. Yeah, the Giants, they won courtesy of their golden boy, Mike Yastrzemski. So if you missed the games, I got your back.
Now, McMahon will hit that to left center field. Well struck. Myers on the move. Looking up. It is gone.
Steele being pulled off. This ball ripped to deep left field. Take a good look. You won't see it for a
homer and a single, and he drives this one to right. Naylor going back, looking up. It's
Longoria.
Longoria with a drive out to left. John Birdie near the wall.
Good news. Dubon drives one down the left field line toward the corner.
In the dirt. Here comes Yastrzemski. The throw home. Not in time. And the Giants take the lead. A gutsy play.
All right, guys. Well, that is going to do it for today's Major League Baseball recap. I hope that you did enjoy. If you did, make sure that you guys subscribe and slap a like on this one. I hope that you guys have a wonderful rest of your Monday and the next couple days. I'll see you tomorrow for yet another MLB recap. Peace out.